Everything looks just as we expected 10 days ago. Another critical vector is the Chasiv Yar direction. By the way, very interesting, remarkable events happened yesterday. They started the day before yesterday. The enemy understood that we had deeply penetrated its defenses, and this is already a major threat to the entire front in the Chasiv Yar area, so they made desperate attempts to dislodge our occupied positions. To do this, just like in Avdiivka, he attracted a whole fresh brigade. An elite brigade that tried to knock us out of our positions with counterattacks for 2 days, but with the same result as these attempts in the Avdiivka area, which was mainly due to our ability to calculate its concentration in time and deliver massive strikes with cabs on its deployment locations and advance points. In this way, even before the battle, we managed to disperse its battle formations, and the attack was quiet. Our forces were able to completely repel these attacks. Furthermore, yesterday, based on the information I have, we were even able to make some progress in Ivanovskoye. Exactly yesterday, the same hysterical reactions began among the Ukrainian public, similar to when the 3rd Brigade of the National Guard of Ukraine, the Azov, attempted a counterattack in the Avdiivka area. They had been planning this counterattack for a long time, deploying reserves. We strongly hoped that when this counterattack failed, they would start to panic. Indeed, yesterday the same signs of panic appeared among the Ukrainian publics after their counterattack failed, which they obviously highly relied on. We hoped that when this counterattack failed, they would begin to panic. And exactly yesterday, there were the same notes of panic among the Ukrainian publics after their counterattack failed, which they obviously highly relied on. This is indeed a very crucial point I would like to draw attention to. The fact is, the most critical issue for any side is tactics. Tactics in defense and tactics in attack. It is clear that the enemy is currently having problems with defense. With the help of aviation and heavy artillery fire, we burned through and pushed through the defense line, put him in uncomfortable positions, forcing him to retreat from very convenient lines, as happened in Avdiivka. And actually, we are now trying to do exactly the same thing in Chasiv. Everywhere the enemy is trying to find a way to neutralize our attacks. In Avdiivka, he used a whole brigade, the 3rd Separate Storm Brigade of Azov fighters. Yes, they could not achieve anything, and we are now witnessing the same in Chasiv. The enemy is using exactly the same. Using the tactics of a concentrated strike with an entire elite brigade, they attempted to rob us of our victories. But once again, using the very same tactic, we disrupted their units on their approach and disorganized their battle formations during their concentration, and managed to completely thwart their counterattack attempt. Basically, we outplayed them once again in their counterattack attempt, and if we can knock them out of the heights with our next strike, starting from the eastern part of Chasiv Yar, then a disaster will hit them in this city. The enemy will start to experience a catastrophe in this city, and the catastrophe in Chasiv Yar in terms of importance is as significant as the defeat in Avdiivka, because it takes us directly to Kostiantinivka and Druzhkivka. Simultaneously, I want to remind you of my 10-day-old map. If we can break through the defense line in the Okeratin area to the north, then the enemy will face a catastrophic situation for their other largest group in the Toretsk area. That is why the battles around Chasiv Yar are currently critical. It's vital. And it will also be very important for us to push forward to the north of Ocheritin. We have to break that defense line. And I think we are going to closely watch the battle on this front in the coming weeks.